welcome to Daza on World of Madness. And I have to watch myself when I'm saying that because I keep still wanting to say Crater City. But yes, it's World of Madness. This is my island, not just this sandy bit here. Not just that either. But you'll see. I heard a zombie there. But yeah, I've even got a shipwreck. Look at this. This is my shipwreck. I've already got the stuff out of the chest. It wasn't anything particularly interesting, but you know, an archaeological site of some interest, I think, to the seafarers who may be in this area. And I know there are certainly some dead seafarers in this area because the drowned do tend to creep ashore at night, or at least they come close. So yeah, this is an area that I picked, I claimed, and it's got a nice variety of stuff. There's some sand, which I can use. There's some bits of overworld, which is very nice. Good selection of trees. Got some acacia, some oak, some birch. There's covered forest over the way. Go over here. This is all still my claim. And yeah, sand here too. Although this particular beach I am keeping intact because, well, nobody wants to just leave big scars all over the place. And you can see something materialising in the distance. I've been building too. Got some good animals around here that's suitable for farming later. This mountain, this little hill, it's not a mountain, it's a hill. I might well level that later. I don't know. Things are still up in the air, and talking of up in the air, I built this circular thing and I don't know why. I think what may have happened is that when in the intro I said that I built inexplicable things, part of me took it to heart. And I mean, the reason I said that was because I completely blanked. I couldn't think of anything that I'd ever built, despite having already filmed that prologue where I visited a lot of places I built. But yes, this is it. Now, this is my temporary home, just while I gather stuff and set things up. And there's some farms down there. But the main bulk of what I've been doing is up here. And we've already got some stuff. Ever the descriptive narrator. So we've got some diorite flooring there. We've got some dark oak. Sort of a conic section we have there. A section of a cone that connects up to the circular walls with some glass. And as I say, I didn't use that beach down there for the sand. I actually used... There's another beach around the back of the hill, which you can't see. So that's a good place to get sand, for me. There is actually a community sand area, but this is my area, so I thought, well, I'll use my own sand supply. Of course, I need some birch wood, so I've temporarily put a birch arboretum in here. Got a nether portal. Go in there in a second. And this is really what it looks like. It's kind of empty, but I wanted space, because almost all of my previous houses have been very limited in terms of space. And it's just because I tend to think small. And I know, some people will say, well, this is still pretty small. I've seen bigger places. Absolutely. But for me, this is huge. I'm used to living in areas that are about like 3 by 3 or something with chests piled up high. So to actually have space is quite something. Of course, one problem with being suspended over the water like this is that I don't have a direct connection down to my mines, which are down there. So obviously a bridge is being constructed over there, and it will ultimately connect up with that area down there. There'll be a little tower with a spiral staircase you can go down. There'll be a similar thing on the other side going to the covered forest. But before we go down there, I will just quickly go into the nether, show you what's in there. It's not the best placed nether portal. I've got to say this. Hello. Are you one of the nice ones? We cool? Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, we've got one of these new big sort of cavernous areas right here with nothing there. Well, there's some nicely placed cobblestone. Cobblestone? Glowstone. There's a one of those new forests over there, which is quite nice, blue. I'm getting all the terminology wrong because, it's new and it's not in my brain yet. But yeah, everything is a pretty sheer drop, although it's, to be fair, it is to netherrack. And a lot of this is diggable down. You know, it shouldn't be too hard to actually make a route down there. But it could be better placed, let's be honest. But for the moment, not a bad selection in terms of access to quartz and glowstone. It will need a bit of tweaking though to make it safe. I really only just made that portal. I was just down digging out some obsidian and there we were. This area is lit up for the obvious reason that there's now a massive ring-shaped shadow all over the floor, which will only get bigger as I expand this thing. There are fish everywhere. This is actually a relatively empty bit of ocean at the moment. If I've been in here for a while, there seems to be a bit of a bug in the current snapshot, for we are a snapshot server, in which things just keep spawning over and over and over again. And I can, you know, when I've got these fish, I've got, you know, more fish in the chests. None of this has been, you know, really with a fishing rod. It's just been going down there with a sword. Clear it all out, and then a few minutes later you can go in again. So this is where I've been getting the dark oak, and, you know, it's typical dark oak covered forest, nothing really unusual. We've got a nice little lake through here. Again, all part of my claim. Turtles, of course, available for turtle farming. More pigs. There's cows through here. Got to be a little bit careful for mobs, obviously, because of the shadows. This is where I got the birch. Now, this is another thing I spotted when I was scouting for areas. Has a ravine, a surface ravine. Easily accessible coal and iron down there, but I haven't actually started on this area yet because I've been doing all my mining on the other end. But ultimately, we will extend down here. Is that down there? Oh, it's a spider. That's glowing red down there, you never know. Is that something new? Is it something fun? So far, no sign of anything particularly special, by which I mean something with freebies in chests. The only thing really has been that shipwreck. I have not found a mineshaft yet, I haven't found a dungeon, and I didn't find a nether fortress. So, you know, that was the other thing I was hoping. I thought, well, at least if it's wide open it should be easy to find a nether fortress. No nether fortress, not this time. And of course, as far as I'm aware, this really isn't kind of a nether hubby kind of server. We're not going to be building train tracks to each other's places through the nether. I spoke to Monkey about it and he said, oh, you can do it if you want. I thought, not really my style. You know, I've always relied on other people to do that for me. But we'll see. To be honest, the surface isn't that... We're not that far away from everything. My nearest neighbour, I can't remember for sure the direction. Oh, actually, it'll be in that direction. My nearest neighbour in that direction is actually Monkey. But we'll see. We'll see if anybody ends up joining up locations. I was going to continue this, and I realise I've just picked up some andesite instead of some diorite. Now, as I say, the purpose here is this will be a covered bridge extending out. And when I initially envisaged building this thing, I was thinking, I don't want to have disparate builds on the different islands which aren't connected at all. I want to have some way of connecting them, and so I thought bridge, but then a bridge isn't something that you come back to. You just go over it. You know, it's not something you could live on. Well, I mean, yes, there are bridges where there are houses, and you know, you could build something quite tall or whatever. But I tried to think, no, we want somewhere central where I can get to all the different areas. And I straight away started to think, let's just have something floating over the water. And it took me back to the thing that I said before I built the elite ships on Crater City, where I said I was going to build a sky castle. And I never really did that. This is kind of that sky castle. A bit delayed and not quite a castle, although who knows what's going to happen. There is no plan. There is no plan. I put a... Sorry about that shaking there. They've never fixed that, have they? I built this pillar of acacia, put out a framework of andesite, put in the floor, filled in this section with dark oak, and then I thought, well, now what? Extend upwards. And that's where I am right now. I don't know what's going to happen above there. Will it keep going up? Will it curve inwards? Will it expand out? And then I suddenly thought, well, it would be nice to connect things up. I'd always assumed that there would be these sort of tunnels or something, you know, spurs off from the central hub. And when I kind of noticed that I'm almost, not quite, but almost at a diagonal here, so this leads itself to a very nice straight road, and I can actually then build a tower around about there where that crater from the creeper is, and connect that up to what I've already got, and it will not look as bad as it currently does. That is a bit of a scar at the moment. And of course the reason for that tower is, as I explored, it gave me something easy to work back to. Surely I didn't need to explain that. Another purpose, if I'm brutally honest, with putting this right here where this sort of side strut is, it was a bit crooked. So this actually covers it up by the fact there's now a hole where the crooked bit was. So where's this diorite? I know I got some. So what brought me to World of Madness, and indeed brought me out of a kind of Minecraft retirement, was actually I saw come up on my YouTube feed that Mikashi was doing the 100 Baby Challenge in The Sims 4. And I just happened to catch the first episode of that. And while she was talking about that, she said that they were just about to do a new season of... I've overskipped this now. Never mind. They were going to do a new season of World of Madness, and Monkey at the time was talking about adding 1 or 2 new people. And of course, who else is on World of Madness but Lying? And so I asked Monkey, I might be interested. I'm thinking of getting everything back together again with the YouTube stuff, and maybe do some streaming. And he said, well, it's got to go to a vote, but fortunately they said yes, and so here I am. And the travel through Crater City's past, well, I've had the maps for Crater City lurking around for some time. Do I want to go along there, or shall I build up from here? I'll build up from here. I've had those lurking around for some time, and I'd always intended to actually do an April Fool, but I kept forgetting I was going to do an April Fool where it was just like I was back on Granite City 1 and I'd completely forgotten about it. It was like nothing had ever changed, and I was just like back on there again, and nothing was said. It was just like, oh, here's another episode. And I thought, well, we knew that we were going to do this sort of arrival with the regulars from World of Madness, thanks to the portal machine. And as soon as I started to think about that, I thought, hang on a minute, I used to be a Matrix glitch inspector, so if something to do with the portal is going to go wrong, it would kind of make sense that it would be that draws me into this other server. And that's where that idea came from. So, is this going to line up properly? I think, I don't know. And I find myself carrying some polished granite, which is okay. I didn't really consciously make a decision that was the colour I was going to go with. And remember what I said about I always use things that are too small. Is this a big enough area? I think what I need to do as well is make sure that this... Is this square? Because once I fill this in and there's a central column, it's only going to be one wide. No, it needs to be at least another square out. Dear, I'm using a... You can tell I'm out of practice, can't you? I'm telling I'm out of practice using an axe to dig. It's been too long. I have to say also that the Sims 4 stream that Mikashi's been doing actually got me playing Sims 4 again. So it got me playing a lot of time-consuming games. Not that I had that much time to start with. What do we have here now? Is this 7x7? Am I going to put down tiles and find out that it's all the wrong shape? Let's go for it. Polished granite. Do. Hang on. No, because we didn't need that there. That should be okay. So if we bring up the dirt and we just repair that slightly, we should now have the basis of a connection. That really bothered me there for a minute. When you look at it like this and just for a minute pan up like that, you see that and you just think for a second, zombie arm. I just thought for a minute, oh, that was a bit close. Then again, you know, out of practice. So let's dig down and who knows what we may find. Okay, sun coming up again and I got some more granite. Let's start knocking this through so we can connect up. More diorite, that'll be handy. So what I'm doing here is I am just digging a temporary path through into what will be this new area. That was nicely judged. I'm sorry, I'm patting myself on the back there, but I wasn't really thinking ahead there, and I just thought, dig through, turn a right angle, and oh, look at that, we landed perfectly against the wall. Yeah, I know it's only 7x7 wide, but come on. You gotta give me something. What do we need? We need door. Just prevent any mobs getting in. That's inconvenient. Let's see what we can do about that. So we need to have that. All of this will be granite. You know what else I haven't found? I haven't found any cave systems underneath here yet. No, that's not strictly true. I found a cave with a pool in it. That's it. And I don't know, I'm either going to find a massive cave or it's all just going to be solid under here. But you know, it's not been, I've got to be honest, it's not been one of those horrible situations where it took me ages to find coal or iron. It was pretty close by right from the start, and that's always a bonus. There we go. Using wooden doors, by the way, it's an easy difficulty server. It is not a hard difficulty server like the previous ones I've been on. So I didn't have to mess around with, at this stage, metal doors. It's just a matter of continuing with the granite upwards. I nearly said gravel. Let's just build everything out of gravel, I don't know. Gravel and flint. Boing, and we're out of granite. And I nearly said gravel again. So that's me pretty much out of granite for the moment. So I need to go and get more. I didn't think of using granite until I started this. Don't know what I'm going to do with the floor yet. And of course this has got to connect up to there. It's probably reasonable to presume that I'm going to be using diorite for the floor, so we'll probably take that up. Anyway, that's a little bit of a summary of what I've been doing so far, and my complete lack of direction in any plans for what I'm going to be building. This is the World of Madness. Please remember to like and subscribe.